Yes, we're back again here, and I'm going to just hold up the title of this book again. And on the front, you'll see three pictures there, and they are three pictures taken, okay, of a chessboard in various positions on the front cover of this book. And I started learning about chess when I was fairly young. For some reason, it kind of captivated my interest, and I kind of learned what the basic moves are on the chessboard and for each player, and things like that. And it's kind of the way you set it up. Okay, usually there's a darker team, okay, a black team or whatever, and then a whiter colored team of players. But right on the very first line of each team on each side, they're looking at one another in an opposing fashion to begin with, and one person usually starts to play, or the action in the chess game, and every piece has certain moves that you have to follow. And the front line, and it's very interesting, are called the pawns. They're the smallest ones. They're the tiniest pieces on the chessboard on both sides, and basically the pawns represent the people that are the general population of any country, the most in number, and probably the ones that are probably treated not that good. They are the ones that are sent to war, first of all. They are the ones that are supposed to be protecting the back group, which contains the rook, the knight, the bishop, and the king and the queen. And then on the opposite side, similar players and whatnot. So one group guarding the queen side and the other group guarding the king side. And there are various moves that you can make as the game proceeds and things like that. So in the end, though, when we become brothers and sisters in Christ, okay, the last picture shows kind of clear-colored chess players, players all gathered around in a circle together, and this represents kind of the idea of the Christian church is to spread Christianity so that the black ones are no longer black. They're joined together in union, knowing the gospel of Jesus and believing in him and what he's done on the cross of Calvary for each one of us. But, okay, John 3:16 says that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. So there's a step here that's absolutely necessary, okay, that we actually turn to him, surrender our own personal lives, and believe in him and live according to how he wants each one of us to live. So there's work to do here, and it's kind of fascinating that, for example, the queen can move many steps in almost any direction. Right off the get-go, if she's got the clearance ahead of her where she can make those moves on the chessboard. And I believe the king can only move one step at a time. And if one of the pawns gets to the other side, you have the opportunity then of taking one of the pieces from your side that's already been discarded or beaten down or whatever by the opposition, and form somebody on the other side. It's like the enemy, so to speak, penetrating into ordinary lives of people. That's happening all over the world today, where we don't know necessarily on a busy street in Canada or the United States or whatever who's walking right next beside us. They could be a foreign agent from a different country, or bent on doing wrong or not the right thing, or doing all the nasty things that we see happening on the streets of Canada and the United States, on almost every news program, shootings and things like that there's no place at all for anything in a democratic and a system with justice that ought to be taking place. And it's a disgrace, to put it mildly, of the things that we see happening, and how we have seen nations that once had a good track record. Way back when I grew up, the 60s were my favorite group of years to grow up in. I could walk the streets of Brandon, Manitoba, of Winnipeg, Manitoba, even in Montreal, Expo 67, walk those streets day and night and not one bit of fear of anything happening to me, and it never did. And so I'd like to close off now this short session, and yeah, we're not here just to enjoy life and to eat, drink, and be merry, so to speak, type of thing. We've got the holiday season coming up, and it is the season to be jolly. Fill your heart with songs and songs of freedom and songs of joy and things like that. And just every one of us ought to be doing the best possible things that we can do to make this not only a better country, but a better world to live in. So this brings this short session to an end.